Hello and welcome to the top of the hour of WNCB. I'm Alina Voronenko.
And I'm Janson Silvers. Planning to get married this year? For the first time in years, you may now be in the minority. Alina Voronenko has more on this story. A loss is usually not part of a winning formula, but a strong showing against FBS opponent USF might be exactly what the doctor ordered for Western Carolina University. Welcome to the Catamount Club Athlete of the Week. I'm Janson Silvers and I'm here with Tom Tankelwicks. How's it going, Tom?
Going well, how are you?
I'm doing great.
The Colowee Chimeras finished third in the Gold Rush Cup on October 18th. They're looking forward to their next few games. Janson, have you ever played Quidditch?
I can't say that I have. I think we already established that running isn't my strong suit.
I mean, have you seen the brooms that they use to run? That can't be easy.
That's what I'm saying. But coming up, there's a New York Times best-selling author in our community. Find out who next. SoCon Media Day is abuzz and it's booming behind us, and there's a lot of excitement surrounding this upcoming season, but none more than for the Western Carolina Catamounts. Coming off an impressive season last year, the Panthers look to follow it up. This first day of training camp will be a clear indicator of how the season may go. Alina now has Will Bryant in the studio. He's an actor playing one of the lead roles in 42nd Street. Alina, how are you and Will doing over there?
We're doing great. Thanks, Janson. Will, tell us a little bit about 42nd Street.
Since October, 13 states have legalized same-sex marriage, including North Carolina. With all these legalizations, you might be seeing a lot more of these ceremonial rice tosses throughout the state. Only a couple of weeks ago, Regina finally got to say the two words she has dreamt of to the love of her life: I do. She married Aaron 2 days after a judge deemed the ban on same-sex marriage in North Carolina unconstitutional.
I guess it's hard to put it into words. I guess elated is a good way to put it, kind of relieved.
Earlier in October, the Asheville U.S. District Judge revoked the ban on same-sex marriage. This decision changes the lives of many North Carolinians by giving them rights they did not have as only domestic partners.
It doesn't matter if your partner's a male or a female. You can still be a family together. It's really about being able to buy a house together, being able to have a child together and it be our child, just being able to have a family and it be okay. Because all of the other stuff is just secondary.
With this historic movement, North Carolina residents have mixed feelings. Western Carolina University junior Caitlin Howard says it's about time for this change to happen.
This is our time to show our support for people who have faced opposition, and we stop running into these issues where different groups of people are facing, the lack of rights that they deserve.
Western Carolina University junior Colby McLam knows and understands he must accept these changes, but that does not alter his moral beliefs.
I don't necessarily agree with it, but it's just the way I was brought up, like my religion. Like in the Bible, it says marriage should be between a man and a woman, and so it's just like my nature of being brought up that way.
As of October 21st, 32 states now allow same-sex marriage. Reporting from Western Carolina University, I'm Janson Silvers. Western Carolina came out of the gate strong against the University of Southern Florida this past Saturday as they scored 2 touchdowns in the first half to give them their first ever halftime lead against an FBS opponent. Even though they came out strong, the Catamounts eventually fell 31-36 in a hard-fought game in which they never gave up. Coach Mark Spear gives us his thoughts.
So it isn't all about the win or the loss. It's about how you played and how you prepared that week. And so even in the loss, there were a lot of good things.
Coach Spear is right about one thing. There are some really good things that came out of this loss that the Catamounts will be sure to build on this coming year. What Spear loves most, though, is the support from the fans and how it will help the Catamounts to some wins this year.
We got the greatest fans in the world. The Catamount Nation was awesome down there in Tampa. Just all the emails, the texts, just the town, what's going on around here is incredible, and for the outpour for what our Catamount club's been able to raise, and that's all a testament of what started right there with Dr. Belcher down to Randy Eaton.
With high expectations after their first game, Western Carolina has hoped they've turned over a new leaf. This is Janson Silvers reporting, Western Carolina. Western North Carolina, Jackson County in particular, has some unique obstacles when trying to keep teachers on staff. These obstacles range from being in a college town to keeping up with the national pay rate for teachers. Teachers are leaving, and they're leaving the state of North Carolina in bunches. At Smoky Mountain High School, they lost 5 teachers just in the past year, and they are not alone. In schools throughout western North Carolina, the teacher turnover rate can be upwards of 6 to 8% higher than the state average.
Different districts have different challenges as far as teacher turnover rate. But for us, those were the two as we've looked back to try and identify, what is it that we could do to help hang on to teachers. Those are the two big things. And it's hard to compete with money, and it's hard to compete with home.
As Principal Jake Buchanan explained, homesickness and money are two of the biggest factors affecting teacher turnover in Jackson County. This past summer at Smoky Mountain, one teacher left for Georgia for a $12,000 raise and another for a $15,000 raise. Numbers don't lie, and these numbers are troubling. A teacher of 18 years in Jackson County, April Bryson knows another reason why these numbers may be so high.
But unfortunately, even people who are called to the profession sometimes leave because of the difficulties of the job or extenuating factors.
With all these issues factoring into teacher turnover, what does Principal Buchanan fear most?
The risk that we run is losing an entire generation of teachers.
North Carolina as a whole have some obstacles to overcome. It will be interesting to see what happens with this generation of teachers. Reporting from Smoky Mountain High School, I'm Janson Silvers.